Hey everyone, we're here at the Sony booth. My name is Sam Ferris and I am working in the virtual production area. We're showing off a really cool product called OCELLUS, which is Sony's latest camera tracking system and first and only camera tracking system. So we're showing it off here on a nice Venice 2 setup with a jib arm. We have the processor unit back here, and this camera tracking system has 5 sensors that allows us to track and use SLAM, which is simultaneous localization and mapping, to map out our environment and be able to then send that information back to Unreal so that we know exactly what the camera position is in the 3D environment. In addition to that, because we're using a Venice 2, we also have lens metadata passing through the SDI, and then we send that right into the processing unit of the OCELLUS camera tracking, and that goes to Unreal and also gives us all that information from the lens as well. If we don't have a smart lens and we're using an older lens, we can use the 3 lens encoders that come with the kit. So the kit includes the OCELLUS camera tracking, the processing unit, but also 3 encoder units, which we'll show you later. And the encoder units work on any prime lens that isn't smart, or a lens that doesn't have metadata coming out of it. And you can use that on older vintage lenses. You can use it on anamorphic lenses that don't have any metadata. And the nice thing about that also is that we're recording FBX data onto the processing unit. So I can use this for green screen, I can use this for virtual production, and I can also use it outside for being able to create AR elements in post-production with VFX by using that camera tracking data. So Sony's the only manufacturer that creates the camera, the LED wall, but now we have our own camera tracking system that ties into the Sony Virtual Production Toolset plugin, which also works within Unreal Engine. And that really ties that whole virtual production ecosystem together. All right, so what we're showing here is the ability to detect moiré. Moiré is when the pixels of the camera meet the pixels of the LED wall, and that causes some artifacts on the image that really throw away the magic of virtual production, because you don't want to know you're looking at an LED wall when you're watching a movie or a TV show. So the nice thing about this is being able to detect moiré in 3 different places. We're not fixing the moiré because it's a physics issue, but we are able to anticipate it by using the math from pixel pitch of the wall, the sensor size, what focal length am I using on the camera, what lens am I using, and based on that, I could actually predict the moiré before I even get to the LED stage. I could also get that information sent to my first AC or my focus puller, and that allows them to actually be able to detect the moiré while they're pulling focus in real time. A third location for that information is in the actual file itself. So being able to work with the engineers of the camera, we can create firmware that allows us to record that metadata into the file, and then I can show you that metadata here in our raw viewer, and you can see that the red means I'm about to moiré in the file, the green and the yellow mean I'm good, but as I go into the red zone, you'll see that you start to see the moiré in the image there. And that is now a metadata feature in the file itself, right? If I wanted to detect the moiré in real time, I could go in here and you see as he's moving the jib arm, I can start pulling focus, and I know that I'm good until I get to the red zone. When I'm in red, that means I'm moiréing, and you can see the moiré happening right here in the main camera as well, right? And just having that information in pre-production during the shoot and on the file's metadata is just an amazing feature, because now I'm not spending any money to fix it in post. I'm not having to throw away the shot if they had moiré in the shot, and I can actually be able to prevent that from happening even during my shoot by blocking my actors and the position of my camera and focal length. All right, if you'd like to find out more information about Sony's virtual production solutions, check out sonyscine.com and look for virtual production, or just go to any Sony website and search virtual production. Thank you.